the Jews how little they can go with details. But I want to give you an example for the atmosphere in the time of Joshua. Okay, the great rabbis are arguing. Okay, a real argument between the rabbis. We're talking about the small details. How should you dance in front of the bride? And they said, look, it's a commitment to make the bride happy at her wedding day. Now, how you make a woman happy? You tell her that she's beautiful, right? They tell her that she's pretty. But then they start to ask themselves, but what should you say if she's not pretty? Should you tell her that she's pretty and lie, but make her happy, or you shouldn't lie? Now, it's the tiniest details, but it's something that really bothered them. Otherwise, they would not argue about it. And they argue about it, and what is the conclusion? You can find pretty or something beautiful, prettiness or something beautiful in everyone. So it's safe to say that she's pretty. Okay? And another example, you know that today many Jews would like to marry on Tuesday. Why Tuesday? Why not Monday or Wednesday? Because in the book of Genesis, on the third day, on Tuesday, it said twice, and God saw, and it was good. So there's a sentence in Hebrew that say Tuesdays is twice as good. So people want to get married on Tuesday because God said twice on Tuesday that it's good. Okay, the creation was good. So weddings are extremely important, and Jews, especially, we talked about the burial. Jews in time of Second Temple, every small detail was important to the tiniest detail. Okay, so on the third day, a wedding took place in Cana in Galilee. Yeshua's mother was there and been invited, and Yeshua and his disciple had also been invited to the wedding. When the wine was gone, Yeshua's mother said to him, "They have no more wine." "Dear woman, why do you involve me?" Yeshua replied. "My time has not yet come." So we see that Yeshua is not ready. It's not yet the time. It's not that Yeshua is not ready. The people are not ready, right? We saw what's happened in Nazareth. They reject him. But remember what we say about Mary? She is the real mother. She is the mother of all. And a real mother for all, she has compassion in her heart for everyone. She cannot see this young couple in his wedding without wine. It's something that will scar them for the rest of their life. Okay, so if you can, you must help them. His mother said to the servants, "Do whatever he tells you." Nearby stood 6 stone water jars. Remember, I told you that the Jews believe something with stone blocking the impurity from the dead. The same is with the water. The stone is natural, therefore they believe that it does not carry any impurity. The kind used by the Jews for ceremonial washing, each holding from 20 to 30 gallons. The amount of water is important for, once again, Jews were very particular, very specific with the amount of water that is needed for the washing. Yeshua said to the servants, "Fill the jars with water." So they filled them to the brim. Then he told them, "Now draw some out and take it to the master of the banquet." They did so, and the master of the banquet tested the water that had been turned into wine. He did not realize where it had come from. Through the servants who had drawn the water, they knew. So why wouldn't the servant want him to know? Why wouldn't the servant would like to publish the miracle? Try to imagine you could tell for the rest of your life, the first miracle was in my wedding. In my wedding, there was an amazing miracle and someone turned water into wine. Would you like to tell such a story? Yeah, I had the best wedding ever. So why wouldn't they say it? Why would they keep it secret? Because the Jews were very particular. And when the Jews drink wine, they're blessed. Like everything before they do, the Jews bless. And what is the blessing over the wine? Bless you are God, ruler of the universe, for creating the fruits of the grapevine. But if the wine is from water, you cannot bless because it's not made of grapes. So it's not wine. Okay? Because it's not made of grapes. You cannot bless over it. Okay? And this is something important that we're going to carry tomorrow. What's happened over here is Yeshua's teaching. In his first miracle is his first and only teaching that we're going to talk about tomorrow in Mount Beatitude. And shortly put, stick to the essence. Forget about all the practicalities, stick to the essence, okay? It doesn't matter where the wine coming from. The essence is the wine and the wedding. Then he called the bridegrooms aside and said, everyone brings out the choice wine first and then the cheaper wine, after the guests have had too much to drink. But you have saved the best till now. It was even better than the real wine, right? This, the first of the miraculous signs Yeshua performed at Cana in Galilee. He thus revealed his glory, and his disciples put their faith in him. We have a beautiful, beautiful story and lesson over here. The first miracle in such a simple event. No one would know about it. It was not performed to tell people, it was not performed to be published. This miracle was performed only to do good, only to make people happy, okay? And in a humble way, okay? And those people will remember the wedding for the rest of their life because they will love each other, not because something great that happened in the wedding. And it's an amazing, amazing teaching that we have over here by Yeshua. Simple, simple but good. Stick to the essence, okay? Who care about all the practicalities? Now, when we look at this church, this is a very, very unique church, unlike any other church that you will see in the Holy Land. Why? Because when you look at it, it does not fit to the Holy Land. It's unique, it's different. And why is that? Remember the finger rule with all the churches? So the guy that was responsible to rebuild this church in the end of the 19th, beginning of the 20th century, he arrived from a city, town in Switzerland called Salzburg, and he really want to have a church similar to the big main church in his hometown. So this is the only church in Israel that built in a neo-Gothic style, and you can see the winged angel on the top. It's very European style. It's very different than the style of the architect has chosen around. And this church was, like, remember, finger rule, was built on top of an older church that was on top of an older church that, according to the tradition, was built on top of the synagogue where the miracle was performed. And they said that they even found the real stone jars and took them away from here, and put them in Rome. But there's still some stone jars inside. So what I want you to do, we don't have a lot of time. They probably start to push us out in few minutes. Um, you see entrance over there. You can go around and see the remains of the old church downstairs, okay, with the stone jars. And then you exit from here and you can enter the modern church that was built over here. The last thing that I will say, this church is still a church, normally very, very busy, since many people would like to arrive here and to make, to renew their vows, the marriage vows over here, okay? And also they have two towers, okay, and two towers, and there is a central dome, and they said that it's maybe like the holy union of two that become one over here. So that's regarding it, okay? So really